Look up. In these temperate forests and wetlands here in northwestern Pennsylvania lies a superhighway for migratory birds. From Arctic species to those that travel to the tropics, you never know what species you may be lucky enough to discover.
My name is Daniel Wilson, and this is Real Wild Adventure.
Now let's go find some birds. Look! A tree! This is Presque Isle, one of Pennsylvania's most popular birding sites, and what I would consider to be the gem of Erie. I would also say it's so cold out that my nipples are about to fall off. It's like less than 20 degrees outside right now with this wind coming off the lake that you can't hear because I have good mic set up. Oh. There they go. My nipples just fell off. See if I can find this. Can you hear that? It's the lake literally cracking as it freezes. Today our target species are three things. One, I'd like to find a duck, maybe a merganser of some kind. I don't know if it's too early or not to find a merganser. Heron would be nice, and potentially a tern. That'd be cool. I'd love to see a redhead duck. That would be sweet. Just to show you guys maybe the difference between a redhead and a canvasback. You can literally hear the ice cracking right now. That's crazy. Crazy! I just want to find a bird. Just one or 10. So our target is actually to find 10 different species of animal today. It'd be nice if they were all birds, but I don't know. It's a little bit like, you guys are about to see here in a second, but the entire lake is frozen pretty much solid, pretty far out there, to the point where a lot of the duck species that we would have, or waterfowl species, they're not here because, well, I mean, look at this. It's completely frozen. Look at this. Looks like a fault line that you'd see in like Pacific Rim or something. So cold! I've gone past losing my nipples. Now I'm starting to lose my sanity. Which I might not have ever had to begin with, so that might be a semantic thing. Dude, is that a bag of poo in the grill? Bag of dog poo in the grill. Road. So quiet, I can barely hear birds. I see one. Sweet, I believe these are tufted titmouses, maybe? I can't see, I'll have to look at this footage later. They look like tufted titmouse. Wow, there's a bunch of them. These are really cute little passeriforms or songbirds. Oh yeah.
Tufted titmouse are a species of passeriform, or songbird, closely related to chickadees. These small, adorable little birds range most of the eastern United States and contrive their name from the crest they display on their head. They have a variety of foods that they'll eat, from seeds, nuts, and berries to insects and other insect-like invertebrate species. And unlike many other species, the tufted titmouse has actually grown its population steadily over the last several years with a breeding population of, get this, over 8 million individuals.
That's a nuthatch. Yeah, look at that. Oh, it's a white-breasted nuthatch. Wow.
Gaining its name from the white feathery plumage that adorns its chest to belly region, the white-breasted nuthatch's winter diet primarily consists of seeds, which is why many people are able to see them during the winter months at their bird feeders. And, uniquely enough, nuthatches curiously walk up and down trees upside down in an effort to find foods that most other birds would miss. They're basically able to do this because of their unique foot structure, which includes backward pointing toes that allow them to grip onto tree bark while facing downward, essentially hanging from their feet as they move down the side of the tree's trunk.
People are probably looking over here, me and my like pants and just like sitting over here just doing this. They're like, what the heck is wrong with this kid? He's freezing. And you're right. Currently I'm frozen like a popsicle stick to the bottom of the freezer. But, oh, I just now felt the freezer burn. Oh my gosh. Got ourselves a downy woodpecker. This is a male. You can tell it's a male by the little red patch he's got behind his head.
Now, like I said, this is a male downy woodpecker. The males have that red little back of their head, as you can see right here, but this right here is a female. And you can tell that this is a female because it has the absence of that little red cap that the male has.
So like we got some pretty cool shots of those three little birds. Well, two of them. Let's see if we can get a little closer.
Although this guy right here has a red head and is a woodpecker, the name red-headed woodpecker is already taken. This is the red-bellied woodpecker, earning its name from the pale reddish tint on its lower underside. And this is a male. You can tell it's a male because of the whole top of the head is red, whereas females will only have red on the nape of their neck. Truly spectacular creatures.
Right out there, that little platform right there, is actually what looks to be an eagle's nest. God bless America. I can show you guys this. This is so cool. The whole lake. Oh, is that a bird?
No, that's ice!
Look at that. It is like the tundra up in here, and I am not loving it.
Ba-da-bum-bum-bum, not loving it.
So I think one of the problems I'm having is it's just the very cusp or beginning of when birds are starting to migrate. It might actually be a little bit too early, just because I think the water has to not be frozen, especially for the waterfowl. So we're seeing a lot of like the birds that like in the trees and songbirds and stuff. But because the lakes and everything around here, like you guys are seeing, are pretty much just frozen solid, like everything is frozen solid. The places we're going to be seeing most of the birds are either going to be in the trees, which is where we've seen them, or I think out further into the lake that hasn't yet frozen, and I think that's where the eagles are going to be fishing. Our best bet for a cool animal, or a cool bird at the very least, is probably going to be a hawk of some kind, just because they will be out in the trees. So I'm looking up and around, and I saw one, but I wasn't able to get close enough to it to film it. I believe it was a red tail. But we'll find something. I promise, guys, we'll find something. Please. You guys are ever curious what frozen sand looks like? This is pretty much it right here. It just sand with snow, I guess, apparently. But what it is this actually sand? Yep. Yeah, it's just sand. Well, this is sandstone. Oh. Whose footprint is that? Oh wait, hold on. Just hold on. Hold on. Guys, it might be mine. It might be one of our best places to look for birds. I'm already seeing a lot more birds here than I've seen anywhere else. They're flying off in the distance, and they're flocks of what looks to be duck of some kind. But this is the beach, guys.
I don't know if you can see, like right here, but there's this little fissure that I definitely don't want to fall down into, so I'm going to try and avoid that at all costs. It's super icy, so I need to be careful.
It is all ice. This is crazy. This is literally all ice through here. I mean, look at these shots. We're getting out here on this ice, which is so dangerous. Like right here. Like literally filming here out on the ice on Lake Erie. It is so cold. My fingers are freezing. But right here we have a little group of ducks. I'm gonna have to look in post, but it looks like they are maybe some lesser or they're scops of some kind, either the lesser or the greater scop. Over there I saw some bufflehead when I went up and traversed that ice area over there. And then I believe, and I could be wrong, but I think there's also some ring-billed ducks in here as well. But we're gonna risk it for the biscuit, lay down on the ice. Oh, it's so cold. And it's slippery too, in case you're curious. Let's see if we can get this shot.
These are scops, a type of North American diving duck that exhibits sexual dimorphism, meaning that the males look physically different from the females, sometimes even like different species. The male scops are black, while the females are dark brown with a white spot around the top of the bill. And they can be seen together in these groups, as you can kind of see here, searching for food during these cold winter months.
All right, my pants and my groin are currently frozen to this ice. So we got some cool shots, and we're just gonna go to the next spot to look for some cool stuff. All right, literally on ice. Oh, it's cold. Is that a kite? Oh my gosh, it's a... Gosh, these things need focus. Guys, this is Dryocarpus pileatus, pileated woodpecker.
The pileated woodpecker, or pileated woodpecker, is the largest living woodpecker on the planet. Gaining its name from its iconic crest, this North American pisciform scours trees looking for insects, pecking at it for potential food. Thus the name woodpecker. This guy right here is a male. Male pileated woodpeckers have a red mustache, as seen right here, that runs out from the beak. Whereas females also have mustaches, but theirs are black and not red. The more you know.
Sorry, I got distracted. That was a pileated woodpecker. My hat's not straight. I was looking at this, which is, you know, not nearly as cool. This is a crow.
Fun fact, crows are actually really smart, with a brain-to-body ratio similar to that of the chimpanzee, able to recognize faces, use tools, plan for the future, and even create familial bonds. I know most people kind of just look at a crow and go, oh gosh, great, another crow, but they're still pretty cool.
I think we have some gulls out here, so we're gonna try and get some of those guys. Fun fact, they're not known as seagulls because there's no such thing as a seagull. It's technically gulls. Never mention that to an ornithologist or a birding person. They will rip your head off. It's one of the few things that there's like, well, one of the many things that will tick them off. But on the other hand, if you want to tick off an ornithologist, there you go. Call them a seagull, or call a Canada goose a Canadian goose. They will rip your head off. It's also kind of entertaining, to be totally honest. Guys, I think I might have found tropical paradise here. I'm gonna die on this ice. Holy cow, guys. There is like a cliff right here of like 3 feet. We're gonna go down. Hopefully it doesn't, you know, give out. We're good. So far, at least. You guys hear that? Seriously, look at this ice. This is here, like my waistline. Look at this. That's crazy. Look, there's that edge I was talking about. All these cracks and crevices, this is so gritty. Hey guys, woo! Staircase right here, look at this. There's like a little cubby hole to go into. Oh. It's a bit icy. This is a crevasse. Don't get lost in it. This is all ice. We're just gonna slide down it on our bum. And my butt's frozen solid. That's always got it. Keep it real. There's a dead bird. That looks like an Arctic duck. Not even joking. That's so weird. So I believe it turns out that this bird, from a quick second of research, is a long-tailed duck, which is commonly local on shallow open oceans. It would be found here during its migratory pattern, which obviously it's the beginning of the migratory season. I think I've only ever seen maybe one of these ducks ever, And I do this a lot. It's sad, you know, to see a dead animal like this, but it happens, especially when the lakes are frozen over like this.
There are two things that are possible. One is kind of tragic, but because this lake froze so quickly, and the tides of the lake and the waves can pull the ice in and out, typically, basically, where you're going to find these long-tailed ducks is going to be relatively far out and out of sight. But when the ice kind of comes in and gets pushed into shore, sometimes you'll see populations be pushed in. So my thought is a couple things. One, this animal was maybe hit by some waves, but I kind of doubt that that's it because they're incredibly good swimmers. In fact, they can actually swim as deep as 200 feet to forage for food. So unlikely that's happened, but potentially maybe if it dove down into the water, the ice shifted and it couldn't find its way back up, and eventually the ice pulled back out and the waves pushed in this duck to land. That's one potential thought. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's just kind of what pops off the top of my head. The other one, which is way more tragic, is avian flu. And especially this year, we're seeing a kind of influx again of this very tragic disease that affects animals like this and just kills them. And you'll see animals like this dead all around. I don't really want either to be true, but to be honest, I think the second one is more likely just because, you know, with them being such incredible swimmers, I don't know that the first one makes a whole lot of sense. I mean, for Pete's sake, they can dive down about 200 feet and spend about 3 or 4 times as long underwater as they do on the surface, which is crazy.
And I believe this is a female. The males would be very pretty, typically have a long tail, which is obviously the name of the long-tailed duck. Shorter tail tells me there's a female, and less darker coloring on the face and on the butt here tells me it's a female. So, wow, there's a new species. You know what? Even though it's freezing cold outside, my nipples have fallen off. I lost them like the beginning of the video. My fingers are freezing. You know, my nose has 2 icicles, one from each nostril coming down, just like the cartoons used to have. It's gorgeous. I mean, I feel like I'm in the tundra. But I think this is a great place to end the video because we're here at the very end. This is beach 6. This is normally, believe it or not, where people swim, which... Should I swim here? I'm just kidding. I don't want E. coli even at this time of year. I can't see anything! Oh. That would have helped earlier. Huh. So this is what the beginning of a migratory season here in Northwestern Pennsylvania will look like. And we're going to kind of show you the progression as it gets closer to peak migratory season, where we're going to see, I'm not even joking, thousands of birds out on this lake and out in the forest that we were at earlier. And we're going to see some pretty incredible things. I'm going to be filming a lot of it. So if you guys really like this kind of content where there's adventure stuff and we see some cool stuff, then hit that subscribe button. My wife's not going to like that I did that, but hit that subscribe button, guys. I really appreciate it. Hit that notification bell, bing, so that you guys can see when my stuff goes up. And you know what? Don't forget to hit that like button because you know you liked this video. It was at least entertaining. No, Elizabeth, it's the big one. Thank you so much for watching again. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe as well, become part of the Real Wild Adventure family. We're here, we're on TikTok until it gets banned, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, and now we're on Twitch. So follow, like, subscribe, every platform. And as always, guys, keep it wild. And I'll see you guys in my next adventures here on Real Wild Adventure. Get teabagged.